me show you real funders in the community across the country that are publicizing that impact data is key in order to achieve their funds. So this is the Austin Community Foundation, and they're highlighting the Women's Fund and how they use data to inform impact in our investments in nonprofits. And you can see they're highlighted that they're talking about how their organizations have cultivated measurable learning outcomes for the children and family they serve. For example, Advanced Austin has seen 127% increase in parent employment, and 97% of children that they serve are prepared to enter for school. So these are the types of outcome and impact statements that donors are expecting nonprofits to have. They're expecting you to be able to demonstrate this information. No longer is the theory of change enough. No longer are you able to just talk about your work in a sense of like, theoretically, this is why we exist and this is the good that we're doing in the world, or we're just serving the children. No, they want to see measurable results when looking at how their investments make a difference, and using that data then to double down and invest even more in the nonprofits that are really creating change in our society. Here's another example, the Hampton Roads Community Foundation. Again, they are stating, if you want program and seed funding from our institution, you need to have clearly stated goals, timeline, logic model, and measurable knowledge, skills, and behavioral outcomes. Let me say that again, measurable knowledge, skill, or behavioral outcomes. They ask you, quantify how you're changing lives and changing circumstances, and making sure that you have a viable and effective component to measure interim and long-term progress outcomes. And these outcomes should be tied to indicators within their fields of service. So this is an expectation to receive different sources of funding. Here's another foundation. Again, outcomes-based assessment, what they want to see when you report outcomes to them. They want to see measurable outcomes. Applicants are required to report on program success by providing metrics on qualitative and quantitative outcomes at the end of each grant period. So again, this is not just a nice to have. This is not, oh, some foundations are asking for it. No, this is the current reality. This is what funders are looking for. And now that more and more funders are looking for this, government has been doing this for years, foundations are now doing this, and even individual donors are starting to ask the really hard questions about what is your impact? Can you show it to me? How do you measure it? And the reason that they're asking this is because the donors that are out in the world every single day, whether it's corporate foundations or just private philanthropy, is that they have had to prove the impact of their work. They've had to prove the impact of their efforts. And so they do not understand why a nonprofit would be any different in this case.